Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all, this is my mild spoilers review for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Before we get to the video, we just passed 1,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 2,000. After that, we're going 10,000, 100,000. We're going to be the million. We're going to claim it will happen. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit the like button at the bottom. I really do appreciate you guys. All right, y'all. So, Star Wars, The Mandalorian. We're going to break it down as far as like overall, man. Overall, I did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the movie, and I will say this: I enjoyed it better than the Rise of Skywalker, and the Last Jedi. Like I said, Disney has taken a while. They took some time off, you know what I'm saying, from actually putting Star Wars movies out. You know, ever since the last one, the Rise of Skywalker. So, Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu was their first movie in some years, you know what I'm saying, actually in theaters. And I saw it in IMAX, and I did enjoy visually how it looked in IMAX. I thought there was some shots that were very, very beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful, you know what I mean? So this is the first Star Wars movie in quite some time, you know, actually in theaters. And overall, like I said, I do enjoy it. Now, as far as the box office goes, I guess it's doing okay at the box office, but I think even like the horror movie Obsession has like surpassed it and stuff like that as far as second week. So yeah, man, I think the Star Wars fans themselves, maybe it's because of Disney Star Wars over the years. Like I said, they don't have like a great reputation with the fans. You know what I mean? So I guess maybe a lot of people have checked out of Star Wars. Now, this is based off the Mandalorian show. So one thing I will say is that I don't feel like you have to watch seasons 1, 2, and 3 to understand what's going on in the movie. Like if you've never seen the show at all and you go see this movie, I think you will still enjoy it for the sole factor. You don't have to have all this backstory. Now there is backstory, but it's not, you don't need to see everything to understand the movie itself. You know what I mean? Now, seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, I think, are some of the best Star Wars content they made in a very long time. You know, and some of my favorites, especially season 1. But season 3 was, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing with Disney Star Wars. I felt like they were just putting too much Star Wars content out over the years. And, you know, Star Wars is known for just having their stuff spaced out. And it just felt like from the shows to the movies, it was boom, 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 boom. And it just got over, you know what I'm saying? It's oversaturated. You know what I mean? So, me personally, I do like this movie. I do like this movie. And it was cool just seeing Star Wars back, you know, in the springtime. You know what I'm saying? Well, summer, you know what I'm saying? Leading off into the summer movie season. So that was cool. As far as the actors themselves, Pedro Pascal, he comes back as the Mandalorian. He's good in this. He's good. He's good. And I know some people like tired of Pedro Pascal because he seems to be in everything like Zendaya, but at the same time, he's still a good actor, and I think he did a great job as Mando. Sigourney Weaver, she's in the movie, of course. Now I didn't know this. They said Martin Scorsese, Hugo Durant played the voice in that. I'm on IMDb just looking up the cast itself. We have Jeremy Allen White as Rada the Hutt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Overall, like I said, it was cool. It was cool. Like I said, outside of Sigourney Weaver and you know, Pedro Pascal, yeah, like the big names and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as the acting and stuff, the acting was good. Visually, I like the visual effects on it. Nothing really took me out as far as the visual effects. Like I said, now when I'm going to go into the story, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to spoil the whole story, but I'm gonna talk about the story. But there were certain scenes where he went into like the actual hut, like, you know what I'm saying, the hut's cave and stuff like that, and seeing them slide through. Some of that look a little silly, you know what I mean? But overall, like, it was fine. Like the puppeteering, I'm a big fan of like original puppeteering in Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? How like Yoda used to look in like Empire Strikes Back. So in here, Grogu, you know what I'm saying, has his the puppeteering and that, and little friends he was with. I thought that was cool, you know what I'm saying, for the little kids and stuff like that. So overall, it was fine. Now, as far as getting into the story, it's Mando doing jobs for everybody. Pretty much, he's hired by the New Republic, you know, to do his job. He has to go to the Huts because they want to hire him to get Rada the Hutt back, who is their nephew. You know, the aunt and uncle say, hey, we want our nephew back. He's been gone, so he has a job from the Huts to go get his nephew. Really cool scene when he goes to the city where Rada the Hutt is, man. I absolutely love the vibe of it. Was it Croissant? It reminded me of Croissant in a lot of ways, but even the music in there was booming out. Because like I said, I saw it in the IMAX, so I did enjoy that. I like the action too, because Rada the Hutt, he's like in some gladiator coliseum, you know, fighting thing, and you know, really cool. And he actually goes to the guy and say, hey man, I need him. And he was like, yo, you're a Mandalorian. He's like, no, I want you. You know what I'm saying? So that whole aspect, you know what I mean? And actually he's telling Rada the Hutt, yo, the plan is to take you out. Even though you're winning these fights, they still plan on taking you out. I got to get you back to your aunt and uncle. And he's like, if you take me back home, they're going to take me out because I'm next in line. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, hierarchy and all that kind of stuff. So that was the story. You get some really cool action shots between Rada the Hutt and you know, Mandalorian, I almost said Boba Fett, fighting in the Coliseum and stuff like that. That was cool. And then, you know, the story progresses of Rada the Hutt actually going back, you know, to his aunt and uncle. So yeah, and you know, come to find out, like, yeah, they, you know, it's I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. But as far as like a lot of stuff happens between then. I'll put it like that. A lot of stuff happens between Ryder the Hut going back to his aunt and uncle because of course they're Huts, so they betrayed him and everything like that. And you see like they actually take off Mando's helmet and he's like, all right, now you saw my face. So of course that's dishonorable to us. So you already know what I gotta do to y'all. So overall, man, like I said, really cool. Like they said, there were certain scenes where, Mando actually does get hurt and Grogu has to take care of him. That's the one thing I can say about Grogu as far as the Force. Grogu is cool. He looks cute, for the little kids and stuff like that. But he really doesn't, as far as the Force could do a lot of different things. And he really just pushes and pulls things for the most part. You know what I mean? But overall, it was cool. And like I said, it does lead up to a big action scene at the end with Mando going against the Huts and everything like that. Overall, man, like I said, I liked it. I think that it was, I enjoyed it better than the last two Star Wars films that I saw. I don't think it's better than Rogue One. I still think Rogue One is better than this. But overall, I still think it's a solid movie. It's just the fact that it took years for Star Wars to get back in the game as far as movies and stuff like that. And I want to say this film was pushed back. I could be completely wrong. But overall, like I said, I did enjoy the film. I enjoyed the film, and like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more than the last two movies. Excuse me. John Favreau, he directed it. He also wrote it with Dave Filoni. And I want to say there was a couple shots in the movie where I actually saw Dave Filoni, you know what I'm saying, in there. So yeah, I definitely caught that a couple times. Yeah, so overall, man, like I said, Star Wars The Mandalorian. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought it was a cool movie to kind of not kick off the summer season, but like, towards the end of May, you know what I mean, leading into June. Like I said, I think that was a perfect time, to release it. And I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I'm happy to see them back in theaters. It's just, after everything that's transpired over the last couple years as far as Star Wars or films, I can understand why fans are maybe hesitant, you know what I mean, to go back, you know what I mean, because the reputation hasn't been as strong, especially with all the TV shows like The Acolyte and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, on Disney Plus. I don't think it helped Star Wars reputation, you know what I mean. I think that having the wrong people behind the scenes calling the shots for Star Wars did more damage than it did, good for Star Wars, so I still like the movie. I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. Still 7.5 out of 10. Like I say, it's not a six. Well, for me, 7.5 out of 10. I still enjoyed it. Like I said, yeah, I will purchase it when it does come out. But at the same time, I can understand other fans kind of like, I'm kind of done with Star Wars. But we'll see, man. Hopefully, we get some better Star Wars content in the future, man. And like I said, also another thing. So is this movie for little kids? Like I said, yeah, I think little kids will be fine with it. I don't think that it wasn't a scary movie. There were some intense scenes and like jump scares and stuff like that, but it was still Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, still had that intense action, but it was nothing that was scary. Overall, if they can handle action, they've seen the show and they watch Star Wars movies, they'd be completely fine seeing this movie. So yeah, and overall, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy it, and yeah, we're going to see what's next for Star Wars. Anyway, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.